The richest people in the world buy billion-dollar mansions, 100 million yachts, and personal fighter jets, and this is how billionaires spend their first billion. As soon as Elon Musk became a billionaire, he dropped millions on some of the craziest cars I've ever seen. For example, he bought a James Bond-style submarine car, the first car ever made in history, a McLaren, and multiple Teslas. Of course, he needed a place to store his cars, so he bought an entire neighborhood for $80 million filled with insane Beverly Hills mansions. Then, he bought not one, but 5 private jets for about $300 million total. So, he and his family can travel anywhere in luxury. And wait until you hear about how much he spent for his kids. Elon Musk spends over $1 million per year per kid. They don't only get private jets, they get private schooling too, which is $33,000 a year, which means that over 18 years, he spent like $24 million on just one kid. And he has 9 kids, so he spent a total of $216 million for his kids. Still, that ain't nothing compared to when he bought Solar City. Even though the company was losing so much money and was about to die, Elon bought it because the founders were his cousins. Nice to have a billionaire cousin like Elon, right? That bailout wasn't cheap either, because it cost Elon $2.6 billion. At least Elon didn't piss anyone off without that we spent his first billion, but Zuck doesn't give a damn. He forced native Hawaiians to sell 1,400 acres of their land so he could build a $170 million mega mansion. To put that size in comparison, that's like 1,000 football fields. He also owns a couple of other houses in Lake Tahoe and Palo Alto, but you might be surprised that Zuck doesn't own any private jets. Instead, he's rumored to own a $150 million yacht called Ulysses, and that's so big it literally carries another yacht on the front. Surprisingly, Zuck spent the rest of his first billion on charity, but he donated to his own foundation so no one really knows how it's being used. Could these be fake donations to lower taxes while the money gets back in his pocket anyway? Who knows? But Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, hates Elon Musk because Elon literally ruined his life. Before that happened, Sergey bought the most expensive burger in the world because he wanted to eat the first lab-grown burger. 4 years of science and $300,000 later, he finally got the chance. Imagine spending $300,000 on a burger. That must have fired him up because after he bought not one but an entire fleet of yachts. His 3 most famous yachts are Firefly, the smallest one only worth $3 million, Butterfly, a medium-sized yacht worth about $15 million, and Dragonfly worth $80 million, which is big enough to have its own helicopter pad on it. He also invested $50 million into a flying car startup called Kitty Hawk. It must not have worked very well, because he eventually had to shut down the company. Sergey was successful in creating the world's largest blimp, though after spending $100 million on it, and he also spent $1 billion on someone that would ruin his life. At a Christmas party, Sergey's wife was feeling a little devious. She and Elon Musk had something going on and slept together behind Sergey's back. When Sergey found out, he was pissed. Elon said he was sorry, but the damage was already done. Sergey immediately filed to divorce her, but still had to pay her $1 billion in a divorce settlement. Imagine getting cheated on and having to pay them $1 billion in their divorce settlement, but that's nothing compared to Jeff Bezos' first billion. Right off the bat, he bought a diamond supercar. Ferrari, Bugatti, Lambo, and everything you can imagine. His total car collection is worth $20 million alone. He also spent $4.2 million on a giant clock. I guess he took time as money very seriously. On top of that, he dropped $150 million on 2 of the same private jets, but not before he spent $463 million on mansions in Miami, Beverly Hills, Seattle, DC, and Hawaii. His biggest purchase has to be his $500 million sailboat that's over 400 feet tall, making it the largest in the world. It's got a nightclub, pools, jacuzzi, and its own submarine. But Steve Ballmer, the former CEO of Microsoft, balled out way harder. Instead of spending billions on a divorce like some billionaires, he bought his favorite sports team. Steve loves Los Angeles and the NBA so much, he decided to buy the LA Clippers for $2 billion. He regularly travels from his mansion in Seattle to Los Angeles on his private jet just to watch his team play. Yet, he's still not the biggest spender on this list. The Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani has got to be the biggest baller I've ever seen because he bought the most expensive house in the entire world. This giant Mumbai skyscraper has 27 floors, and the first 6 are just to hold over 150 of his supercars. It's also got a snow room, a movie theater, multiple swimming pools, and 3 floors of garden. The house is so big they need 600 servants just to maintain the place. This entire high-rise cost him $2 billion at least. Talking about crazy spending habits, he's definitely at the top of this list. But he ain't the only one. Next we have Michael Bloomberg. Michael is using his wealth differently because he basically threw away $1 billion. Bloomberg ran for US president in 2019 and spent $1 billion on promotion, which has been said to be more than the entire Democratic Party combined. In only 3 months, and during his first debate, he got roasted so badly by everyone that he quit. This must be the biggest waste of money ever. He should probably take lessons from Donald Trump on how to spend his money, because at least he had fun with it. Like buying a $30 million golden yacht, this thing has a pool surrounded by bulletproof glass, saunas, video games, a helicopter pad, and an entire hospital. He can take one of his 3 helicopters to that yacht, which are $7 million each, which are also covered in gold. When he was president, Trump bought a completely bulletproof, bomb-proof, decked-out limo for $1.5 million and a $100 million private jet called the Trump Force One. It's 3 times the size of a normal private jet and has a completely gold interior with everything you need. He also owns 7 different mansions with a combined total of $118 million found in New York, New Jersey, Florida, California, Europe, and the Caribbean. To top that off, he bought a $1.2 billion casino that has multiple restaurants, pools, and roller coasters. Now, Trump invested his money wisely. Larry Ellison bought some crazy things I didn't even know were possible. Larry bought a $75 million private jet. He also bought 2 military fighter jets, which I didn't even know was legal. One's an Italian fighter jet and the other is a Soviet fighter. He's definitely ready to defend himself against anyone. Like most billionaires, he bought a yacht, but he dropped more money than most. It's said to be $166 million, which is that expensive because it's inspired by old Japanese samurai warriors decked out with ancient artifacts. The ship is also named after one of the most famous samurai warriors in history, Musashi, who had an undefeated record out of 61 sword duels. One of his craziest purchases, though, was when he bought the 6th biggest Hawaiian island for $600 million, which is the same island that a bunch of celebrities ran out like Tom Cruise, Will Smith, and Bill Gates. Oh, by the way, did you know he spent $1 billion just on mansions like in North Palm Beach, Porcupine Creek, and Woodside? The craziest! Larry might still be behind Bill Gates when it comes to craziest purchases, though, because not only did Bill Gates spend $200 million on a machine that turns poop into water, he also owns 5 different private jets. 1 SE plane, 2 Bombardier Challengers for $27 million each, and 2 GF-Stream G650 for $78 million each, which he uses to fly to all of his mansions around the world. Bill's most expensive mansion has an artificial stream with fish, a trampoline room, an indoor pool, and so much more. That one mansion cost him $130 million. What's even more insane is that he also spent the same amount of money on a book. Yeah, you heard that right. This book, written by Leonardo da Vinci, is the most expensive book in history. It's also believed that Bill owns a $650 million yacht that has a whole waterfall on the back. Not to mention, Bill holds the record for owning the most farmland in the US, spending over $1 billion on 270,000 acres. Which is weird since he wants everyone to switch to meat made in the lab. Jim Walton, who is the son of the founder of Walmart, also bought a farm, which it's right outside of Los Angeles. It's the largest privately owned land in California, worth $700 million. But Jim's purchases don't stop at land. He got a whole garage filled with rare vintage cars like this $15 million Shelby Cobra Daytona Cup from 1964, which he ended up crashing on the racetrack. Just a slight setback, but just wait till you see Jack's $1.5 billion mansion. Yeah, Jack Ma bought this rundown piece for $1.5 billion and just cleaned it up a bit. That's got to be the worst mansion I've ever seen, but he's known for being a bit dumb.